Calling it the Georgia Agribusiness and Rural Jobs Act, and it's a bill that we've been working on for a couple of years. It's kind of crafted. We looked at the federal New Markets program, which is really already being used in the state, and we looked at doing something along that level on the state side. But the way that program works is it's more geared towards just low-income communities, where a lot of those are in the metro areas, and those programs are being used for development projects and so forth. So what we were trying to do is find something that was more geared towards the rural communities and the smaller businesses. What we wanted to do is do something on the state level to try to encourage more capital investment in these rural areas. And the only way we saw to do that was through a form of public-private partnerships. So this Rural Jobs Act is exactly that. What we do is we create a pool of this rural fund, which will be $100 million. The money will be invested during the first 24 months of the program. The Department of Community Affairs will administer the program, and then they will take applications from these certified rural fund managers that are either certified through USDA as a rural business investment company, or the SBA as a small business investment company. So these are existing setups. We're also using the existing definitions for rural, the population size, 75,000 or less. We're also using the definition for small businesses less than 250 employees. So we're using all these existing definitions. We're not recreating anything here. The money will be invested in small businesses in rural Georgia during the first 24 months. The state will issue tax credits during year 3 through 6, equaling 60% of the amount invested. So if the full $100 million is raised, then the state will issue $60 million, $15 million per year in years 3, 4, 5, and 6 of the program, and then it will end. And at that point, we'll look at it and see if we want to renew it, expand it, or end it, whatnot. One of the things that we looked at and that we were really careful to try to address is to make sure that we're not going out there and actually competing with our community banks that are really such a backbone of these local communities, and particularly these agriculture farm communities where your community banks are so tied to agriculture and agribusiness. We don't want to go in there and try to hamper them or compete with them. But so what we did was we put some language in the bill that also says that you got to have a credit refusal from the bank, or either something showing where they've already kind of maxed out on the project, and yes, it's time for more investors or more different types of loans to come in, which would be what this fund is created for. These fund managers, like I said, that are already established through USDA or SBA, they have to be experienced in these types of funds. They have to have done it before to get approved through the Department of Community Affairs. So we're looking for these experienced companies that know how to go out there and find the right companies to invest in or loan money to help them complete these deals. It can be startups, it can be expansions. It doesn't have to be agribusinesses, but we all know it's the #1 industry in the state, and we're focused on the rural communities here with this program. So it's a natural fit for agriculture, because so many of our small businesses in rural Georgia are agribusinesses. But I think it's good for agribusiness. I think it's a good fit for the Georgia Agribusiness Council to get involved in, and I can say that as a member of GAC and also as a big supporter of local community banks.